impress me.
Not team impressing. All right, guys. So today, with our, are you gonna take notes? You sure we gotta take notes and upload it to
I'd be delighted.
You didn't see the email?
No, girl, no. Do not read the
Okay,
email.
so I'm gonna read to you all the email that was sent by our administrative staff since nobody read the email, so that we are clear on the purpose of this meeting and what we're doing.
Would you like
It
to
says,
do the
"Good morning. Ms. Jones and I are both out. Please collaborate amongst yourselves to finish grading common assessments, complete pre-worksheets, or meet with Ms. Thibodeau with your name on the list. You can meet in her room. Let me know if you need different stuff. We have to meet." So we're using this time to do the PD that I've been meaning to give to you all for quite some time now, but we can never find adequate time to do it because we always have another PD to do or so forth and so on. So that's what we're going to use. Today we're talking about technology-enhanced ELA instructions, and we're going to talk about some tools we can use to integrate technology into our classrooms, not just for the purpose of saying that we integrate technology into our classrooms, but to improve our engagement. That is our goal. So let me just ask y'all, because I want this to be collaborative and I want this to be a community of like minds. When you think of the ELA instruction that's happening in your classrooms, do you feel like your students are engaged in what's happening?
It really
Depends on the assignment. Some days, yes, some days not.
So,
most days.
so what assignments that do you all do that your students are most engaged in?
The creative ones, so when they had to do that rap, the modern day spiritual they just wrote. If it's a group of project, ones they do not like, they dislike, they heavily dislike progress learning, but they have to go do that. They heavily dislike when they're just reading out the textbook.
Okay. All right, Barry, what you think?
Yeah. What they like is student choice,
Mm-hmm.
and they like creative projects. And I personally think the longer we take to develop a relationship with text, within reason, the better. So as we go into modernism and contemporary, I'm really looking forward to building out both of our novels, Of Mice and Men and Catcher in the Rye, where they're going to be able to really build a connection with the text. That's what they want.
You think that's what the kids enjoy?
Yes.
I don't know. Our kids in our class, they're like, "Are we still on independent Declaration of Independence?"
So yeah, that's one small, very dense text. Like a story that develops over time, I think they'll be much. I mean, they loved Devil and Tom Walker last year when we taught it, but
Some of them did, some of them didn't. I just feel like it's kind of funny when you're trying to kind of gauge kids, because one, we teach kids on all different levels, right? But in addition to teaching kids on all different levels, it's like their interests are so varied. So I thought more students.
They like the,
I don't know what that's about. It was supposed to be at 10:40, so I will call her. It was supposed to be at 10:40. If you look at the time, it says 10:40 on thing. Anyway,
Wait, but that's wait for you. We need to see what mine said.
mine's running too, or is it just yours?
We decline it.
I mean,
The final was there?
yes.
Okay. Hold on.
I mean, you can go outside and just
yeah, you pop in and see what you like.
I know my meeting is at 10:40.
Then what is it up? What's his name?
All right, Price is gonna rejoin us shortly. All right, so I don't know what's I saying.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that they like the, where quiz is, where grammar is called, they like doing those. They seem to like doing those.
Okay.
They like competition based.
They like competition. They like gamification
They
of education.
They love the hot seat.
Right? They like gamification of education. And so how can we do that and use that to our advantage? And that's really what this presentation is about, using that to our advantage and also maintaining the rigor and also maintaining the standards. So Wayground is they have fully integrated the new ELA standards, but it's not explicitly put into the system. So you have to go in and kind of like, if I created an assignment, I would have to go in and find the standards on Wayground that align with our new standards. But they do have the new standards as an option. Okay. So let's look at what some of the stuff that we do, and y'all can suggest some things that you do. Okay. Our goal for today, this session is focused on utilizing tech tools to enhance engagement and provide meaningful feedback, ensuring the alignment with the ELA standards for effective learning. Okay. Our learning targets. We want to identify some tech tools to enhance student engagement and provide instant formative feedback. So, like a Wayground is perfect for that. Explain how selected tools align with current ELA standards for effective teaching, and then also lesson redesign. So our goal is by the end of this is to take one of our lessons, not necessarily redesign it, but actually incorporate one of these tech tools into our lesson. Okay. All right. Criteria for your integrated technology. You want to utilize either Wayground, leverage Writable, create a Google Forms, and we're going to probably do that for our class, and then use reading progress for interactive reading and immediate feedback. So, what are some engaging technology y'all can think of that you can use in the classroom?
I always enjoyed the Nearpod. I don't think we have that.
We don't have it. So, some teachers go as far as purchasing Nearpod for themselves so that they can have access to it because they like it so much.
What's that?
It's kind of like Wayground quizzes, except for it's more integrated. It has it's way more integrated.
Yeah, students can access resources really well. And there's a lot of diversity to it. Like there's a drawing option, there's a polling option, there's a short
We
answer
used
option.
it when I taught middle school, and I'm pretty sure middle school still have it. But when you get to higher levels, they don't always have all these things. Okay. Did y'all, when we had access to it, because I don't think we have access to it anymore, did y'all use IXL at all? Barry?
I did not. And we had wasn't that study on?
We had study hour too, and we also had IXL. Coach, you ever use IXL?
Wasn't
I have not.
wasn't IXL subsumed by study on?
I use Nearpod, but I don't use that.
So IXL, I like it because they don't stop until they get a certain score. Like you don't stop until you get a certain score. So you kind of have to master that task, and we don't have access to it anymore. And then study out, I like that too. We also don't have access to it anymore.
Well, I'd like to speak to that if I may.
What?
Like it's frustrating to develop an appreciation or God forbid, a reliance on these programs or protocols that we get trained at the county level, and they're like, use the software, and then next year.
And I mean, I think that's the purpose of this project that I'm doing for this course is because I knew it was going to be, we have all these things they want us to use this new thing that they've given us, so we have to incorporate the new thing. So how do we incorporate the new thing effectively?
And now we can't even cover like some of the texts we've covered in previous years.
You
Even though
can.
they're like good texts. Well, I mean,
You
yes,
can.
but they're always like, use the platform, use the software.
So what I've done over the last 2 years, like this year and last year, is the ones that I still want to cover, those are the ones I still cover. And so that we'll talk about that when we get to some of the technology we use. All right, so let's talk about the first one. I think the first one I have on here is Wayground. Okay.
All right, you guys are going to quickly explore with me. So I'm on Wayground, formerly Quizzes, and this is what the new session looks like. And so I went in here and I placed English as my subject and my grade level. And as you can see, they have some things that automatically come up. So we are closing out unit 2, 3, and one of the things we talked about this unit was rhetorical device, rhetorical analysis. So they have a section that's actually set up for this. They also have sections for like parts of speech, writing, things of that nature. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go to rhetorical analysis and see some tools that they come up with. So now when you get into rhetorical analysis, they have levels. They have the skills, which is writing, argument, essay, but they also have rhetorical devices, ethos, logos, pathos, appeal. They have lots of things that you can use to scaffold where your students are and to get some formative assessments. So I'm just gonna let's go to rhetorical devices and see what comes up. Now, usually I use Wayground, aka Quizzes, as kind of an intro into a lesson or either a closing out of a lesson to determine if my students have done what I think they need to do. Now, this comes up with presentations to both teach your students about the rhetorical devices, but it also comes up with interactive videos now. You have flashcards that you can use, you have passages. And so this is an engagement tool that you can use to help, determine where your students are. But it also has assessments that can be used as exit tickets or even just introductions to kind of figure out where your students are. So this is one tool. Because of the changes that Playground has made, it's made it more interactive. But I'm gonna go back if I can determine how to go back. Let me move this out the way. Uh-oh. I'm gonna go back home, and I want to show you one more thing that you can do with this. You can actually click here and upload your content,
Have you ever done
and
that?
then Playground will actually use the content that you already have. So say, for example, I pull a document from HMH. I can put that document in here, and maybe that document was not something that was digital. I can make that document digital, and also Wayground can use its AI to enhance that document. Now, the only thing I'm not sure about with this one is direct alignment with standards. I'm not sure if they have the new standards actually aligned.
As I told y'all, they do have the new standards. You just have to find them.
Okay, so I want to show you some quick engagement tools that you can use. All right.
Uh-oh. Alright, so they actually do have the new standards in there. After I clicked around, I found that they did have the new standards in Wayground. But I love this tool. So like right now, we're reading the spirituals. So we've done, 3 of the spirituals. If we don't have anything, I could type in Wayground and type in those documents and see if they have something that already aligns to those documents. But if they didn't, I could literally put that whole document up in Wayground and it will create an assessment based off of that. So I love this tool. You can also tell them to modify it for students with disabilities, or students with 504s, or students who have extended time. So I really love that tool. That is something cool. I've done that actually a couple times with a presentation that I've made before, and I put it into Wayground and made it into a presentation you can see.
Okay, so I want to show you some quick engagement tools that you can use that are found directly in Writable. So we're gonna go into Writable, and we are going to go to scroll down. They have different things you can look at if you scroll down. But what I want to get into is the stuff that is directly tied to our curriculum, because our goal is to make sure that everything we're doing is standards aligned. So when you go to browse here for our 11th grade curriculum, click here. Come on, open up Sugarfoot. When you go here, you see a list of tools that you would not see normally. And so they have things from quick writes to, and lots of text, which we know about that. We have character analysis. I've done this with my students before, they'll go with character analysis. But if you can see, everything is aligned by the units that are set out in HMH, and they have extra things. So they have like quick writes that your students could do that will give immediate feedback. They have the mentor text. They have all these things, and you could actually copy this into your collection and use this as a tool to help you to further engage. And what I like about Writable is that because it has the grading in it, it gives somewhat immediate feedback to the students, depending on how you set it up.
So have y'all
All
used-
right, you guys are
have
gonna
y'all
quickly
used
explore
Writable
with
feedback?
me. So I'm on Wayground.
So Writable does give that immediate feedback. Okay.
Okay, really quickly, don't want to spend a whole bunch of time, but I do want to show you how
This
you
is something that
can
we're gonna be
use
using this week.
Google Forms to just create a quick exit ticket, guys. Just a quick exit ticket, some sort of
Exit
exit
tickets on
ticket.
Google Forms. Have you done
And
that?
it already is pretty much formatted.
This is something.
You can make
and
this into a
Ms.
QR
Jones
code
actually
using
said that we can
Canva.
use
It's
this
very
as a
simple.
form of our.
And this is just like a 3-to-1 almost. What is one important thing you
She said
learned in
we
class
have
today? Do you feel prepared? Why or not?
So,
What could help make this lesson more effective? It's very simple. This is the one that's already built into the forms. So you can make this align this exactly to how you would like for this exit ticket to be. But this is something really quick and easy that the students can do to kind of check their understanding and be a quick little form of assessment.
okay, so that was just quick, and like I said, she sent an email out 2 days ago, or like I guess yesterday, Basically, she said that we can use exit tickets as a form of our CFA. So it doesn't always have to be a huge exam or a huge test. We can use creative assignments, we can use all these other things as a form of our CFAs, which I think we should, because I just know our students are struggling with these HMH generated tests.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do you have any insight for that?
Sometimes the questions are kind of hit and miss.
They're a little wonky. They can be a little wonky. Yeah. Coach, what you think? You with your special education kids that we work with.
Say that again, I'm sorry. What you say
With
now?
the HMH test that we give, why do you think they're struggling so much? You think it's the wording of the test question?
I think I think one, they never really engage in the text like we talked about before. So that's already a major struggle. So you're not really engaged in the text. Then, like you mentioned, then you start to see questions worded in a way that may be unfamiliar to you. Then that's just a double whammy. So I think it's a combination of both, not really engaging in the text in the lesson, and then getting the test and seeing words that you've never seen, or seeing, like we talked about variations of word, like we talked about justice and just. You know, they might know what justice means, and then they see it's just, and they don't, well, I don't understand what that means. They can't figure that that's related, you know, some stuff like that. I think that's why.
Thinking on their own. Like, that's been a major
Independent
problem.
thinking, yeah, I think that's a thing. And they always ask them, like, I was so baffled when they're like, what does immoral mean?
Like,
How do you not know what immoral means?
But they know something. If I said something isn't moral, like they would know that.
Yeah,
If I say immoral, then they're
Right.
Crazy.
Much like walk them through it, but you have to like take their hand. and walk
I just feel like in 11th grade, you shouldn't have to be holding their hands like that. But also, I just think that it's been so long since explicit vocabulary instruction was implemented in schools on our level. Because I remember being in school and we had like SAT words of the day or like a vocabulary list or something like that. And we just don't move in that same vein of explicitly teaching vocabulary words when they wouldn't know it. And I don't know how to actually mitigate that in a way that aligns with what the district would have us to do. Because even the words they have in the text, like the pre-word before, they are usually very simple words. Those are not very difficult words. They're not like SAT worthy, grade level equivalent, in my opinion, vocabulary that they should be interacting with. But yeah. Okay, so the last thing I want to show y'all, and I actually want y'all to follow along with me so you can know how to do it. And I don't know if you have access, but I want to show y'all how to use. When we talked about a couple weeks ago how to use Microsoft Teams to do the immersive reader.
Yeah.
Okay, the reading progress where you can have a text and they can read the text and you can use their link style level and things of that nature.
Which sounds great, but again, it's another mother platform.
I mean, honestly, that's why I don't use Canvas with my students, just because it's too many platforms. I put all my things on Teams.
That's why they've got Clever, they've got Canvas, they've got Teams, they've got what else?
HMH, they have Progress Learning, they have Playground. It's a lot of platforms.
Let me write all that down. Students have HMH, Progress Learning, Canvas.
We have Verge. Well, we had Verge when I was teaching. We don't have Verge anymore. They got rid of Verge and they gave us Canvas. But we don't like Canvas. I like Verge better. When I first started teaching for the county, we had Verge.
All right.
So,
Progress Learning, HMH, Canvas, Microsoft Teams. I guess we'll throw in Writable on there.
Writable is definitely part of it. That's definitely part of
another
our
platform. What else?
There are multiple other platforms.
No, I just want to have them all on the same page. Because that really is, it's an unreasonable ask to ask a high school kid to keep track of all of those. One of those, yes. Two, okay.
I don't think of it as a keep track of, because I don't think that's ultimately their goal. Because if you streamline everything, so say for example, I streamline everything through Microsoft Teams. Microsoft Teams is literally connected to all of these things. So if that's the case, if I have an assignment for them on Wayground, I can post it on Wayground, and they'll see it on Wayground, but it's on Teams. Same thing with Progress Learning, or so forth and so on. So the amount of platforms isn't as frustrating with me, but I think it's just imperative as we move forward to just like use HMH because that's what the district wants us to do. And so with HMH comes Writable. So those two are like tied. But let me show you how to do this immersive reader real quick. So you need to pull up Teams and pull up a class. So I can show you how to actually do this in real time. Ms. Price showed me yesterday. And then I'm going to, this is one of the ones I don't have talking over, so I'm gonna actually walk y'all through it, okay? So what you do, you open up any of your classes in Microsoft Teams. Any class you want to, doesn't matter as long as you have a class in there. If you don't have a class, all you have to do to sync your classes so that they're synced is go through Canvas to sync it. And if you need help with that, Barry, I don't know if you've done that.
So I have not seen it.
Okay, I can show you how to do it. It's fine. Okay. So once you have it on there, this is one that a couple ones that I create. How you get to it, and this is gonna be a good tool probably for you, coach, as you monitor your kids' IEPs. You go to assignments and you click immersive readers. So they have a couple of options here. The first option, you can browse their sample library, and they have all grade levels. If y'all see, they have all grade levels, K through secondary. So I clicked on secondary and I picked a text that they already have. But you don't have to pick a text that they already have. You could actually upload a text.
Quick pause this?
Yeah.
I'm lost.
Okay.
How do you get the amnesty?
I'm in a second,
All
right. I'm in a previously with our platform. It might be a different.
Yeah, that's fine. That's
You
fine.
should go to assignments.
So once you go on there, you're gonna click on assignments and you're gonna click on create. Go back.
Okay, go create.
Yeah, click on create. Assignments, you back on, you gotta go back out of that assignments. So when you go to create, you're gonna see learning accelerators and you're gonna click on reading progress, coach.
Oh, okay.
So create, learning accelerators, reading progress. And it's gonna say, welcome, this is your first time reading, it's telling you all the stuff that it does. This is so cool because it actually creates assessment questions for them as well. So once you go there, if you want to use a text, so Barry, if you were using a Immersive Man or whatever text you was doing, and you wanted to create an assessment for a chapter, you can upload that chapter in there, have them read it.
Any size upload?
I'm not sure if there's a limit, but
There usually is.
I think it's no more than 10 minutes. So anything more than 10 minutes, I think would be the cutoff point. But yeah, so you can actually export a PDF or a Word document and import a PDF Word document. And you don't have, if you don't have one saved to your computer, that's fine. So y'all can go ahead and go to Browse Library. Browse Library. So coach, say for example, you're working with Real, and maybe Real is on a 4th grade reading level, right? Click on 4th grade.
There it is. Oh, I see.
And you'll see his lexile level, and you just pick a passage, whether you want to do fiction or nonfiction, and then you click select. Once you click select, right, on the side, you would have all of the assignment details, right? So you see the assignment details, you see the lexile level, and then you see a portion right there, it says add comprehension. So it'll add some comprehension questions. So it tells you how many times they can read it, the time limit, you know it's gonna take them, and then you go to add comprehension questions, and then it'll generate some questions for you. And you can say you want 10 questions for them. It'll 3, 10, and it'll AI will generate for you. Try what you're there.
Time for jazz. Select. Read coach.
Okay, and then you can read the questions, do you like the questions, think the questions are good, and then, how many questions you gonna generate? 3, okay. So then, after you do that, you're gonna click on next. You're gonna click on next, coach, and then, once you click on that, you can assign it today, you can assign it to one class, or you can assign it to one student. So if you wanted to assign it to Sincere, or Real, or Jamal, you can assign it, and then what they would have to do, they would have to read the text loud, and the reading progress would catch all the errors, and then they would have to answer those questions. So it's a very good tool to see.
Should read out loud. Also listen to the reader.
Listen to them read.
Ingenious.
So I just showed them the reading progress.
Yes,
I just showed them the reading progress. So it's a very good tool. So even when you're doing your practice monitoring for all the other kids on your caseload, you know, no way, right? It's something simple you can assign to them, and kind of see.
Collect the data.
It'll collect the data. Yeah, it'll collect the data. So I love that tool. But what do we do? What do you do if we get to this point and all of this stuff, all the data and everything that we have is still not working? that is the question that I have. So exit this real quick. So here is something I did. I know something that our kids have been struggling with has been being able to find relevant textual evidence to support their analysis of the text. So this is what I did. I typed in here, I said, hey, I want you to create a mini lesson using relevant textual evidence to support the analysis of the text for high school juniors who struggle with the skill. Be sure to scaffold for students with 504s and IEPs who have processing deficits, give measurable learning targets and success criteria, and an exit ticket to determine if the students have gained the skill. So it created an entire little mini.
You don't want you to be great.
It don't want to be great. It created an entire little mini lesson for me, and it outlined everything I needed to do, told me how long each section was going to do. So sometimes even if the platforms that we have don't adequately reflect, you know, what we have going on, then we can use AI as a tool to help supplement some of the deficits. So I know some of the little mini lessons we've done have been things that I created with AI to help them gain a skill, and it's been very helpful when it's just like one thing they're not quite getting. So, yes. But that is pretty much what I wanted to do today, guys. What I want y'all to do is just look over a lesson plan that y'all done. Take 5 minutes, because that's all we got left in time. Take about 5 minutes. I want y'all to look over a lesson plan and think of a way that you can incorporate one of these skills. So I'm gonna give y'all about 5 minutes to look over what kind of skill can you add. And I was thinking, Coach, for us, we could either make an exit ticket with the exit ticket thing, or, because I feel like that's what we don't get to every day in this class. I don't feel like we ever get to that. The closing,
Yeah, we don't.
we don't ever get to that. I don't think it's our fault. I think it's the kids.
Especially
Third period, they just. But, so I want y'all to look over lesson plan and think of a way that you can add it. So things that we talked about prior to when he was gone, we talked about weight round as a form of assessment, because you know weight round has the new standards aligned to it. And basically, what I don't know if you saw the email that Ms. Jones had sent to us earlier this week, but she essentially said that our CFAs don't always have to be tests. They can be exit tickets. They can be, you know, any type of assessment that we have. So we can even use data from Wayground if the data from Wayground aligns with the standards to use as a form of assessment for our kids. So think of a way, especially as we get ready to close gym. This is the last week all of y'all are on unit 3, right?
Yes.
As we get ready to close unit, what can we do? Because I think that one of the things she said in her email, she wants us to create a CFA or whatever. What can we do? What can you look at it over your lesson plan as a potential CFA using one of these technologies to make our job easier so that we're not sitting up here grading forever and the data is, you know, at our fingertips. That's why I love this Wayground. Did it today, put the grade in today, it was great. It was amazing.
Does Wayground have an option where they can construct a response on it?
They do. Those are funny to grade though, because they have to type it in exactly how you put it in, but they do have it.
Oh,
They do have it. So sometimes you can say.
no, I think what it should be is that we give them a Wayground assessment, but then after they get done with the multiple choice, put the prompt on the board and they have to write their actual response on paper.
What you think about that, Mary? Did you hear what she said?
One more time?
She said give like multiple choice on Wayground, and then if we wanted to have a written response, have them do the written response separately.
Certainly.
Therefore, it take away from the use of the computer for cheating. The computers at that point are closed at a certain point. Paper, pencil, clear desk, and then response.
Okay.
That way, it's easy to monitor, easy to watch and do it.
Okay. I like it. I like it. So what as we get into this the end of this unit, I don't even know. I don't know the standards off the top of my head no more. I do not know the standards anymore. What standard will we assess? Because I feel like this unit, I don't know, it just felt like it was all over the place. Is it just me? Because it was argument, but it was also poetry, but it was also like, there's a lot. It felt like a lot. Or maybe I just feel like we've been in a long time. I don't know.
I'm gonna stick with the argument standards, really evaluating, analyzing, evaluating the argument, why the author chooses this certain thing. I think that was the gist of really all of it. Even with the poems, why the author chooses that,
Right.
you know, right? So I think overall, it really is author's choice.
Okay. All right, well, guys, we're gonna close this down for a second. I wanna thank y'all for doing it. If you think of something to add to your lesson plan, I was actually thinking about, y'all remember that PD we did a couple of weeks ago where we talked about Jaguar paws?
Yes.
I'm thinking that like what we might have them do maybe someday this week, because I have a Jaguar pause in our lesson plan for like Friday. Maybe put an assignment or one of these progress readings up and have the kids who are done go ahead and do reading and kind of just see what they are with that as a part of their Jaguar pause. Or either send them to the library. I don't know.
Well, we gotta do that library thing tomorrow.
Yeah. You said you're going to the library thing tomorrow? You talked to the librarian?
She sent out an email.
Oh yeah. She really wants us to come.
Well, we have signed days.
I know. I did. She pulled me. She was like, "Oh, Miss Dustin, where your kids?" I said, "Well, I wasn't here Thursday, so." All right. So that's all I wanted to do, guys. I think that's it for my presentation.
I sent you both a thing on sentence starters, if you could take a look.
I did. I saw it today.
All
All right. So let's just talk the last couple things. Why is engagement and feedback important? Because it enhances classroom interaction and it increases students' engagement, guys. That's it. That's the crux of this. What are some strategies to use? Engagement tools, these documents, these platforms we just talked about, formative feedback, and then redesigning our lesson. And I think that is my presentation for today, guys. And thank y'all. I want to honor y'all time, so we are at the 30-minute mark. But I want to thank y'all for showing up, as you always do. Barry, can you email me a copy of the minutes, please?
Yes, we uploaded to our PLC.
I sure can. All right. Thank you so much. Y'all have a good one.
Yeah. That was my MTSS.
You're not finished?